Believe it or not, I was not going to do this Raw review. I know people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to thumbs this down now because he was going to do a Raw review. Boo! No, because originally I was looking forward to the Paul Heyman and Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast on the WWE Network for like $9.99, which, again, apparently the network's giving away June for free. Why don't they just make the network for free? Like, anyways, which by the way, that podcast was pretty good. It was enjoyable. It wasn't groundbreaking. The only thing you need to know really is that if you missed it, Paul Heyman does a pretty good Dusty Rhodes impersonation, and Paul Heyman obviously still talks to CM Punk. My ass, Phil Brooks. Yeah, UFC fighter, great. UFC Phil Brooks, can't wait to see him get his freaking ass kicked. Anyways, and apparently, people are getting this vibe that Stone Cold Steve Austin wants to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 32 in his home state of Texas. The realism of that is kind of slim because people want to whine and bitch about how, oh yeah, well imagine if Daniel Bryan took on Brock Lesnar, freaking, Daniel Bryan's had neck issues, blah blah blah. What do you think? An older Stone Cold Steve Austin, and one of the reasons, if not the main reason, why he retired was because of his freaking neck. It's like freaking Edge coming out and saying that he wants to face Brock, and now people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, well Edge, if he took another bump, he'd be paralyzed." What the hell do you think's gonna happen to Stone Cold Steve Austin? I know Stone Cold Steve Austin is one of the freaking badasses in freaking wrestling history. Hell, there was a kid who walked into my freaking store at work earlier today who came in with he was like a 9-year-old, came with the Steve Austin shirt, and I was like, oh my god, there's hope for the world. But anyways, moving on. We go on to Monday Night Raw, which I have no idea where they were, even though I know a certain someone who checks out my videos and comments them, probably going to tell me where the Raw was. It's okay, you can tell me where Raw was tonight, because I totally forgot. So anyways, we're San Antonio. Fuck me. Oh, God. I'm tired. Anyways, that's what happens when you do is like a 7-hour shift, and you're supposed to see your manager tells you, hey, you're supposed to do a 3-hour shift, or 4-hour shift, or 5-hour shift. Now you're going to do a 7-hour shift because, someone is stupid. Anyways, moving on. So we move on to Monday Night Raw. Start off with the Authority promo. What else is new? I know. So, Gunna says that his son, the long-lost X-Men, known as Seth Rollins, is still the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And Dean Ambrose, Joker's long-lost son, should bring the Titty Master himself, should bring the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the world title, back to the ring. There'll be consequences. So who comes out? Roman Reigns. And before I go deep into this promo, do you guys notice how when people say, oh, John Cena leeches on people? He leeches on people, to get their vibe, their tension, how do I say this? Their steam, their mojo from. Roman Reigns is doing the same exact thing. Just saying, because you literally got nothing from Roman Reigns right now. He's not in a feud with anyone. Yeah, he's in a feud with the Authority. Whatever, no. But who's he really feuding with? There's not one specific person he's really feuding with, because he's not really feuding with Seth, because Seth is feuding with, Ambrose. So, and I know people are gonna say, oh, he's in the Money in the Bank briefcase, but he's in the Money in the Bank match. He's still a feud with other people. At least one specific person in that match. Just saying. Anyways, moving on. We have Roman Reigns, baby girl, versus King Bart, because Triple H, before the commercial break happened, he said, if you lose any of your match tonight, your dream will be crushed of being the Money in the Bank ladder match. Just like your dream was crushed earlier before WrestleMania, aka the greatest night ever, because Roman Reigns lost, you bitch. Anyways, so you had robotic Roman Reigns, baby girl, Leah, versus King Bart. Oh my god. And I'm not saying oh my god for the match, I'm saying oh my god, yes, because King Bart's such a threat to Roman Reigns. Nice joke, WWE. Roman Reigns wins with a spear, lol. What else to know? So afterwards, next we have, oh my god. So we have The Miz versus Right Back. The Miz came back. After filming the movie, I forget what movie, it was Santa's Little Helper with the Crumpet Page, who ironically enough also had a championship match in this. So, finding the two, co-stars had a championship match in this. Surprised no one really mentioned that. But anyways, Miz versus Ryback. Obviously, you probably guess who, would win in this scenario, but the match didn't really happen because we had another return tonight. We had the return of the Big Show. Oh my god. Why? I know Rusev's out with an injury and you want to put a big guy in the situation, but I'd rather you put Mark Henry. At least Mark Henry, at least Mark Henry, yeah. His history is, sexual chocolate and having a quote-unquote baby with Mae Young. Look at Big Show's history. LOL. New Year's baby. I cry. I pretend I didn't have, what was it, ironclad contract? So yay, Ryback and Big Show get to feud for the IC title. At least the good news is Ryback should win cleanly, because, guys, remember when Big Show was the IC champion? Yeah, Pepper Farden does too. So, we move on to an interesting promo. Come back with Kevin Owens, the NXT champion. He boasts about, his win last night at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view of beating John Cena. He mentions that his son is a big John Cena fan. The crowd started booing for that, and he's like, come on, he's a kid. They kind of chuckled a little bit, because, it is true, obviously. But that he wanted to be his son's hero, and he's upset that, someone like John Cena, who basically, claims, oh, he tried so hard to be in the WWE, but, Owens has been doing it longer than, and yet here he is considered a rookie, because he's in NXT, he's never really had much experience on the main roster, you know what I mean? So, up comes, and, Cena tries to get a cheap pop because there was a kid who, and I don't make fun of anyone for doing this because I'd be like Satan himself, because that's just sick. For anyone who has cancer, I deeply condone you and I'm sorry. That's a terrible thing to have. But to me, when you have someone who freaking, this is for the cancer person himself or whoever has cancer. But for an individual to leech on, oh, keep fighting, man, yeah, just to get a cheap pop, give me a freaking break, man. It's freaking... Anyways, so we get to have a rematch of Owens versus Cena. Yay, another freaking rematch of a same exact match that Cena just had. By the way, the title's not going to be on the line either. So remember when Cena was saying he was going to make this title prestigious? Yeah. This would be about, what, a month and a half at least till he doesn't defend it on a pay-per-view. Not saying every week, because, oh, by the way, he didn't have the weekly, I think tonight was the first night in, forever on Raw that he didn't have the, US Open Challenge. But, you get where I'm going with this, so, yay, Owens versus Cena again. Which, by the way, the match was good. I'm not going to dig on it, but the thing is, I'm not a huge fan of rematches, and here's the reason why. Because the first match usually is so good, it's like, oh yeah, it's hard for the two guys to put it up with. For example, and I know it's going to be a crazy example, look at WrestleMania 25 real quick. Taker, Shawn Michaels. Great match. Enjoyable match. You had expectations for the rematch. 26 comes along. People weren't a huge fan of that match. Me, I thought it was good. I told a better story. But, again, 25 was a better match. But, anyways. So moving on to Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston, and I'm thinking, let me guess, I forgot Lana, right? And now Lana comes out, and I'm like, okay, of course, Lana looks good, fine as usual, Still a random pairing, and I get it, it's supposed to be a random pairing, Ziggler even admitted himself, he's supposed to be the rebound. She doesn't give a rat's ass about him, basically. She's just going after him because, one, he's a quote-unquote ladies' man, a.k.a., show off, steals, your girlfriend, basically, kind of guy. And second, because, he's fine with that, he's fine that, he's a rebound, so. Anyways, Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. Oh my god. How many times did we see this match back in, 2011? Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler for the US title and the IC title. Remember those days? Anyways, Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. Alright, short match. Ziggler gets to win. Primetime players come out. Actually, the New Day starts beating up on Ziggler, and the Primetime players come out to make the save. So, I guess 6-man tag team matches coming in the near future between the Primetime players and Ziggler versus New Day. I don't know. Anyways, so actually no way that happened tonight. I almost forget. See how freaking Raw lasts? You forget shit. So New Day versus Primetime players Ziggler. Ziggler and the Primetime players get the victory after Titus O'Neil becomes a beast. So then you have versus Mark Henry. Reigns wins by the countout. Okay, Mark Henry just came back, so I guess you're trying to make him look strong. And of course, you gotta make Reigns look strong. And he can't lose, because remember, he's gonna be out of the Money in the Bank match, which, by the way, it's looking more and more likely he's gonna win. Like I said last night, that's not gonna be pointless or anything, because, Roman Reigns is not gonna get 8 billion world title shots after that, even if he freaking somehow doesn't win the match, or he wins the match and fails to, successfully, cashes it in, you know what I mean? So, oh my god. Anyway, we had the Divas match between Paige versus Nikki Bella, Divas Championship match. Now, people are going to crap on this match because, Nikki, it's all Nikki's fault, blah, blah, blah. Especially since I'm a fan of Paige, she did make some mistakes here in this match. Now, I don't know if it's not so much her fault or Nikki's fault, but, she did make some mistakes. You can point the finger at anyone here. It seems like lately she's been a bit off in the ring, I will admit that. Nikki, she's not the greatest, obviously. I'm not going to sit there and, pretend that, but she's not that bad either. And it just felt like this match was a little sloppy. It was just a little slow, a little sloppy. It was, So, basically, long story short, they bring back the whole twin magic switcheroo, where, Nikki goes near at the bottom of the apron, Brie comes in and rolls the diva up, 1, 2, 3, Nikki retains the championship, even though Brie's the one that came in, and Brie had, you could tell Brie had, some stuffing in her bra, and, fake little blonde highlights at the end of her hair to try to look like Nikki, and I was just like, oh, God. If this was 2011, that would work, but, I mean, let's face it, nothing against these ladies, but see how tiny freaking Brie is compared to Nikki? Brie's like, LOL, I don't want a hamburger, those are bad, yucky, I'm gonna have lettuce. Freaking Nikki is all like, oh, chocolate, mine. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not calling Nikki fat, but I answer that she's thick and, strong. But she's got curves, and not just because of being fake, but, she's got an ass. Bree's barely got an ass to begin with, so... It's not hard to freaking figure out, oh, man. Again, I've heard, some people who still can't tell the difference between them two, even in 2015. I'm like, what are you doing with your life? Anyways, so moving on, you had Sheamus Fella, a long-lost cast member of Pirates of the Caribbean, versus... I think it was the first time he was on television in 2 or 3 weeks. Thank God. So Sheamus versus Orton, you'd think would be a good match. It wasn't a too bad match, pretty enjoyable. Orton wins by disqualification after basically Sheamus beat the living hell out of Orton non-stop. Referee told him to stop, and he just wouldn't stop beating up on Orton. So obviously, they're making Sheamus look like, complete animal. You know what I mean? Like he's unleashed. So, trying to make him look like a threat going on to the Money in the Bank match coming up in a few weeks. So yeah, apparently Rusev has a broken ankle and a broken spirit. He has no woman, no title, and he's just a broken man. See what happens when you freaking face John Cena? You lose your belt and your woman. Even though in real life I think they're still together, but seriously, you still lost your woman on television. Rusev got nothing. Yeah, exactly. Okay, next you got... Oh god, freaking rematch from last night. Believe. Bo Dallas versus Neville. And yeah, Neville hits Red Arrow 1, 2, 3 at the end. This is all you gotta know. Nothing really happened besides that. I'm not gonna lie to you. So then we go into the main event. Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. And this is just sad what they've done to Bray Wyatt. What the hell have they done to Bray Wyatt? I mean, it's not to the point where it's Rusev bad, but it's getting close to that. And I mean by that is just simply booking wise, because here's a guy that, yeah, he bumped into last year, and we all saw how that went. They kind of hit the restart button on him, and people are like, okay, now we'll give this guy a second chance. He was doing fine. He seemed like he was unbeatable. He faces Taker, Gong, and ever since then, it's like they don't know what the hell to do with him. You know what I mean? So Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt, not a bad match. Again, you gotta have interference. You gotta have Rollins coming in, and I get it. Obviously Rollins Authority, they hate Roman Reigns. Duh, they're gonna interfere. But you can't do this after the match. Like, seriously. So they get involved. Roman Reigns looks like the Beast himself because bleed that bitch. He blocks out of the Sister Abigail, hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. Reigns keeps the spot in Money in the Bank. God and company are pissed off. Ambrose comes out of nowhere, attacks Rollins. He still has the championship in his hands. And he's all like, LOL, bitch. I'm pretending this is freaking 2002, and you're on the episode of MTV's Punked. Because that's what freaking Ambrose is trying to be like. Like, he's just going out there like, I think I'm so cool, I get it. They're trying to do, to me this is just lazy booking with Ambrose. You did this earlier in the year. Like, is freaking Ambrose's gimmick supposed to be like, I'm that crazy, I have to steal everybody's championship? Like, what's next? Like, if he doesn't get this belt, he's gonna go by the New Day and just freaking run around with their championships, and he's gonna say he's got a tag team partner, and they're gonna ask him who's his tag team partner, and he's gonna go around, he's gonna be like, I don't know, because he doesn't even know who his tag team partner is, because he's so freaking crazy. Like, is Renee Young gonna get it? Seriously though, like, no, God. I don't understand the booking, what they're doing now these days. It's just like all over the place. It's like they're trying to do something different, but they're kind of going something they just did and then trying to do a little flip onto it, and it's just like, what the hell? Like, they're experimenting. I'll give them credit. They're trying to do something new. I'll give them big credit, because at least it's not just LOL Cena in the main event versus Rollins, you know what I mean? Or, back in the old days, aka a year ago, Cena versus Orton in the main event, shit we've seen 8 billion times. But, I'll give credit to WWE though. If you're going to tell me that even 2015, going their own separate ways, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns, we're all going to be, John, they were all going to be in the main event of Raws for, several weeks at least, I call you crazy. Because I think, okay, one of them would do good. I say Ambrose would be the star, which so far he's looking like a star thus far. Reigns would be doing whatever, going for like the U.S. title or something, and Rollins is trying to creep into the main event, but he's kind of like in Chris Jericho mode, where he's like, you could put him in the mid card, but you could put him in the main event as well. So, I don't know. This Raw wasn't bad. I'm not going to say it was a bad show. It was an alright show. It's just, from a creative standpoint, I'm getting a bit confused of what the hell they're going for. I think that's the biggest problem with me. But, who knows? It might be something good. It's just a shame that some of these guys, like, Bray Wyatt and, I won't say Russo, but he's injured. I'm not a fan of Russo. That's how, hence I make fun of, for crying out loud. Guys like Rusev and whatnot, it's just like they don't know what to do with them. Bray Wyatt, he could be, in some perspective, a poor man's Undertaker. I'm not saying he's going to be exactly like the Undertaker. Don't, because I know someone's going to twist that and say, you can say he's going to be like the Undertaker. No. But he could be, that dark presence of evil, creepy, maniacal kind of character. Granted, he doesn't have to say the goddamn same promos every freaking week. I hate this guy because in my dreams, Sister Abigail used to scream your name. Some random crap that you basically say every week. But still, it's just a shame what they've done with Bray Wyatt. It's like, yeah. So anyways, that's it for me, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Raw review. If I seem a bit more awake, it's because I literally did not just come off from work like I usually do. Actually got off a bit early because I had an earlier shift. So even though I am still tired, I almost fell asleep laying down watching the podcast. Believe it or not, just because of how tired, and not because of how boring, but how tired it was. Anyways, I'll shut up. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this Raw review. Comment down below, subscribe if you have not. Follow me on Twitter. Link down in the description box as usual. And catch you on the flip side. Later.